Okay, good morning, everybody. So, there's been some things that have been coming to light, and as we're all preparing and learning and growing together, I felt that it was really important to just kind of stay up to date. I know there is a couple of channels that are also providing information um, pretty much every day. I know, like Southern Prepper One, he's doing an excellent job of providing what shortages are coming. And honestly, that gives us such a good awareness so that if we have something major that we need to get done, we might want to do it now versus waiting until we can't get the product. So, many kudos to him. Um, so finally, the White House, they make admissions to the inflations. Well, no kidding. I think we knew that. Thanks for finally catching up. And Dutch farmers, they're rising up against this great reset. Well, everybody is. I mean, honestly, have you seen? I'm sure you've probably seen it on the news, or maybe some other channels have it, I'm not sure, but there is uh, farmers lining up. Okay, so we don't have the fertilizer for the hay, and with the extreme droughts we're having, these farmers, they can't keep their cows fed and keep them healthy. They need that hanging weight, and so they're normally they go to auctions, and when we lived in Kansas, we got to see these auctions all the time, but now, like, the auctions are massive, like huge. Everybody's bringing their cows down, which sorry if you hear a noise in the background. I just realized my air conditioning is always so loud on these videos. But anyways, so they're getting all these massive amount of farmers bringing down their cows. So for right now, it's going to be a great deal to stock up on beef if you don't have cows. I would highly recommend you getting a freezer and stockpiling some beef. But that inflation for that beef is going to come, because now that these farmers can't afford it anymore, all the beef, once it's ran through the cycle, which will take some time, but once it has ran through that cycle, the prices are going to shoot through the roof because it's going to be almost impossible to find. I dread that day, so you should definitely stock up. I found this interesting. Jill Biden pledges a mental health help to the Ukrainian First Lady. We're just gonna let that one sink in. And why was President Vladimir Putin in Iran? They both have nukes. They both threaten nukes. Just some food for thought there. Anyway, I've been noticing. I recently had fallen, and I had hurt my shoulder and my collarbone, like down on my arm, and I couldn't even get in to get the help. And where they do the x-rays is not at my doctor's office. So at my doctor's office, they don't do them there. So you have the choice of going to urgent care or to the hospital, which I originally went to the hospital, and after 8 hours we gave up. So I went in the next day. No, the next day was a holiday. That was the 4th of July. So the following day I went in, got some x-rays. They x-rayed the wrong spot. They didn't even have any doctors. They only had an LPN. That was it. So they said they had another traveling LPN that was coming their way. So, I was hopeful. I had to make yet another appointment because neither my doctor could order the x-ray, and I couldn't get any appointments. Urgent care was now by appointment only. I went in, I saw a different LPN, And she's like, yeah, it's just us two. And they ordered an x-ray again. So she goes, I definitely think you need to go speak to an orthopedic surgeon. I'm going to get you an appointment or a referral. They'll call you. They called me and said, we just can't fit you in. We suggest you follow up with your primary health provider. So, long story short, I guess that's not going to get fixed. And this is like an ongoing problem in our country. Another thing I've been noticing is I hate going to the grocery store, but when I do, I try to, everybody's really paying attention to prices right now. Nobody's not. But I'm really noticing the older community, and it's so heartbreaking. I'm being so picky trying to plan our food out, but the older community, I'm seeing, elderly people walking around with the smaller shopping carts, and they might have maybe a loaf of bread, usually a thing of crackers, and maybe a can of tuna, and they're just looking at everything, and they just look so weak and defeated, and honestly, it just breaks my heart. So with that being said, I know it's really important to get your family stocked up and prepare for your family, but I also encourage you, if you've got an elderly neighbor, maybe you could, make a loaf of bread and take it to them, or if you can up some veggies in the summertime, give them an extra jar. Anything you could do to kind of help them along. They've already been through this once, but most of them are on such a restricted income. They just can't do it with these prices, let alone affording the gas that it costs for them to even get to the store. I'm struggling with that when I go to the store. It breaks my heart to see them. And honestly, I really just want to go and buy them some food, even if it was just a little something. But at that point, by the time I got done buying every elderly person I saw in the store, I wouldn't even be able to afford for myself. But if you can do something simple to help an elderly neighbor, I would just like to encourage everybody to do that. They're really suffering right now, and it's very apparent. Any of you go to the grocery store and just, if you see it, let me know. Put it in the comments below if you've seen that, because I'm telling you, it breaks my heart. My husband and I were both like, oh my gosh, it's just so bad. You can see them just walking the aisles, just scanning for anything that they may be able to afford on their budget, and it's only going to get worse. So stock up, guys. Do your best. Try to get that meat in while you can. I don't know how much longer that's going to be running for. My mom told me she had a really good deal on meat, and it was like, I think she said 3 something a pound, and when we had gotten ours, I paid 5 something a pound. And it really depends on your location to where you're at, because what I paid for on the West Coast is definitely not what somebody in the Midwest is going to be paying for theirs. It just varies so much. So look into it. I would encourage you to get on it while you can, even though it's a lot of money. It's definitely going to save your family down the road. Even if you have to go in with a family or two, it's a lot better value than it is just to go down and buy the beef. So look into that. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and just see how much you can get done while you still can. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.